Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. Today I had to go with the artificial light because it is really, really dark in here. And I'm gonna see if I can so that it doesn't disturb anybody or anything. But at any rate, so here we go. I was at the hairstylist today, getting my hair done, and I like it, so that's all cool. I decided to today I want to pull some cards. I want to mention something because yesterday or this morning when I was watching Hogarth's channel, they had the four people, Sheila and Lena and Lady G, and they were pulling cards on the different things. And I noticed that when they went from discussing the U.S. politics and what's going on in the political system of the U.S. and then they shifted their focus to the monks, there was like this energy that just like uplifting energy that just really felt good. And I wanted to mention that because I just thought it was really, really amazing. So what I want to do today is I've got my cards here. I've got my yes and no deck here, and I've got my rods and pendulum and everything. But I wanted to do something. I wanted to do a reading on the energy of the walk of peace, which is what the Buddhist monks are doing. They are walking from Texas, around the Fort Worth area, I believe, to Washington, D.C. And I want to focus on their walk. And it's interesting because the Wheel of Fortune is at the base of the deck here. I'm just holding the deck, but I want to focus on the energy surrounding the monks that are walking to DC, and I want to try and kind of do a read on that as to where we are right now energetically um, with this. I think that what they're doing is amazing. I'm really, really fascinated by what they're doing, and I think that a lot of people are at that point where they're ready for something light, something nice, something that is going to make them feel a little bit better about everything that's going on. Because right now, what happens is when you have all this negative stuff going on, the energy just kind of goes down. You have no real energy flux or anything. There's no real feel of energy that is happening with that. What you have is you have this really, really negative feel that's happening because the energy is like weighted down. It's like you're feeling weighted down by it. And when they started mentioning the monks, it was like that it's like that lifted. So there was that feeling that lifted. So I want to do a reading on the energy around the monks. I did a reading on them the other day, and it felt rushed, and it felt like I was just in a hurry, and I was rushed, and it just didn't feel as far as the overwhelming feel of it. It just felt like I was being rushed, and that there was no there was no way to do the reading without that feeling of being rushed. So it was like there was something, it was like being glazed over. And so I wasn't able to really experience what the energy was telling me because I was in a hurry. And it's like now I'm not in a hurry. Well, I have an hour before I have to go to sewing, but I'm not really in a hurry. So I'm not going to do an hour-long video, don't worry. But I'm going to focus on the energy of the moment of the monks and their walk of peace, and I want to see how this is going to, in the future, shape things and how people's consciousness has been raised because of what they are doing. And so that's what I'm going to do. And I'm going to pull cards on that. So here we go. Yeah. And the card that I'm pulling here is the Eight of Pentacles. I don't know if you can see it. That's the Eight of Pentacles. Um, what you have here is you have someone who is working. And so what I see with this card and the monks is that they are working towards an idea of creating a peace. And I'm like the light on this. The light is like kind of just making it. Oh, It's like really not good. But anyway, it's the Eight of Pentacles. And what this is to me is this is they're working. And they are reaping benefits from doing what they're doing, but it's not really a monetary reward in as much as it is just they're feeling good about doing what it is they're doing. So all of the things that they are doing is not about reaping some sort of monetary reward, but it's a spiritual reward that comes with doing what it is they are doing. So while they are raising the energy by promoting this idea of peace, this is what they're creating. They have created this sort of this energy, this raising of energy that that is creating for other people and for the world this positive uh, kind of essence and kind of sense. So what I'm getting from this card is that basically that's what they're doing. Their intentions are not to make money. Their intentions are to raise the consciousness of the people, and that is what they are working towards doing, and that is what the ultimate goal of what they're doing is. And these pentacles are for me representative of that goal that they have created for themselves and created for the world, is to raise the vibration of the world and raise the spiritual vibration of the planet and create that as a reality as opposed to, just going about business as usual. It's crossed by the Six of Wands. Well, this seems very obvious because the Six of Wands is that sense of, well, this is the people who are opposed to what to creating peace and creating that higher vibration. These are the people like the big fat orange problem, like his regime, like the people in government. These people do not want this higher consciousness. They do not want the unity of the people. They want to create division and division and distraction and everything, so that people don't realize just how much power they have in the grand scheme of things. So this is the false victory. This is them thinking that they're going to come in and they're going to create this problem or what have you, but all these people are seeing them and they're walking away. And so what the monks have done is they have created this sort of environment where people are seeing these other people, the counter of that, and they're like walking away from it. They're saying, no, we don't want that anymore. The underarching energy is the sun. Oh, this gives me a warm feeling all over. The sun is enlightenment. This is like the most positive card in the entire deck. And this is what the monks represent. This is that enlightenment. This is that light. This is that bringing light into the darkness and shadow and casting the darkness away by bringing that light in. And that's what this is. And that's what they are doing. They are creating a light and a harmony in the people that it's just empowering all of us. And when Hogarth and the ladies, the mystical ladies in the live stream, when they came out and they said, I think one of them pulled this card actually, with in reference to the monks, and what it is that enlightenment, is that bringing enlightenment. And when they started talking about the monks, I noticed the energy shift, and I noticed that there was a lightness in the energy, and this lightness in everything. And that's what that is. That is what they're underlying all of the things that they are doing. Because when you say underlying, it's like, imagine a bed, and you're lying on the bed, and the mattress under your body is sustaining you. It is creating that 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 feeling that you are being carried or that you are being held. And that is what this is. That is what they are doing. They are holding all of us in light, and they are sustaining us through everything that's going on. And that light is becoming power. And that light is becoming more important than money or power. Because keep in mind, the more aware people are of what is happening and how money has created this evil and this rot that has taken place within the political system, then they're seeing this light. They're seeing these kind, loving, caring people who are not empowered by money and power. They are empowered by light. They are empowered by love. And that is what's creating what they are. That is what their ultimate goal is to do, is to enlighten people and to tell people about something beyond material wealth and power, but about spiritual light. And that is what they're sharing with us. In the immediate past, you have the Strength card. And to me, this is like those empowered trying to tell people that they're strong and powerful and what have you. And they're trying to tell you that strength does not lie in this. Strength does not lie in this, but instead it lies in having money and power. And that's the immediate past. So that's in the past. That's what people were told, that power is money and money is power. And, if he who has the gold makes the rules, that's the strength. That's the strength that they are trying to build their power base upon. But what is in fact happening is it's this. The overarching energy is the devil. This major arcana, this is like wands. Um, and I want to read this, because keep in mind the devil, and I said this a few days ago, the devil used to be an angel, and the devil, uh, the overarching energy says reckless pursuit of pleasure. Moderate your behavior. Keep watch for obsessions. Do not let any belief or practice overshadow all other aspects of your life or your responsibilities to yourself and others. So what this is overarching, overshadowing everything. This is like the blanket that's over, is a warning. Be careful who you give your power to. Be careful who you allow your power to go to. The person who thinks that they are that they have all the answers, and that they are the best, and that they are, they know what's best for everybody, or those who really truly live in the light. Be mindful of all of those things. Be mindful of where your light comes from, and be mindful of who you give your power over to. That is what this card to me represents. In the immediate future, you have the Page of Swords. And again, this is the another this is another one of your royal cards. Okay, I gotta find it here. Okay. You are ready to face a new challenge. The theory and logic are clear to you, and you have all the tools you need. You know exactly what to do and how to do it. So, in the near future, people will all be making a choice. And because the page is a young figure in this, then it will be a new choice, and it will be a new way of coming, of dealing with all of the things that are going on. You have a lot of things that are overshadowing, and that they're at the base of everything. You have all of these things going on, and you must make a choice as to where you're going to follow, who you're going to follow. Are you going to follow the one who says that money is power, and that is what's important? Or are you going to follow this idea of love and harmony that is emanated by the monks that are working for peace? That's the question, and that's where you're at, and that's where the Page of Swords is. The Page of Swords is a young energy, and it is one that tells you, where are you going? What is the choice that you plan to make with regards to all of these things that are happening? There's a lot of voices being heard, but which is the voice that's really going to resonate within each person and tell them where they're going? Externally, we have the Page of Cups, another page. And the Page of Cups is experience an emotional situation, one that you probably don't have much experience with. Okay, this is this is what is internally going on with a lot of people. They do not know about this new spiritual awakening that's happening. They are unaware of it. Light workers are aware of it. We're all aware of it because we've been experiencing it since forever. But a lot of these people who are new and they're just getting their toes wet with regards to spirituality, they are in this new experience and they're having this new experience. And these monks are inspiring this new experience to come along and to envelop parts of their lives. And that's what's happening. And that's why you have all these young, these page cards. That's the youth. That is the youth in all of this. It's somebody says that somebody once told me you are an old soul, and it doesn't mean, it's not an insult. And being called old in that reference, being an old soul, what that means basically is that I believe in reincarnation, and that means that we have lived before and we will live again, and we will have experiences. And like when I pulled cards on the Salt Lake City thing, this was a memory of a past life. That's what my guides told me. It was a memory of a past life. So that means that in essence, it could be that I am an old soul because I have experienced so much spiritually that that is what is, that is what is implied by that. So once you go through that, once you go through a lifetime or what have you, and you come back into a new lifetime, then your soul has become older and it has become more experienced and has started to integrate into these spiritual concepts and ideas. Well, a lot of the people that may be experiencing some of this, they may be new souls. They may be not as they may not have had as many experiences spiritually as, say, you or me. So they are in that place where they're seeing these monks and they're going, "What the actual F is going on here? Why is it that these people are so loving and so kind?" Because it's something they're not used to. Their religions have told them that we are evil, bad people, and that we're of the devil, yada, yada, yada. But the reality is we're not. And now people are recognizing this and they're seeing this and they're going, "Oh my goodness," or as Sylvester McCoy would say, "Oh my giddy aunt," this is what this is what um, this is what we are experiencing right now in our development. We are finding that we are living in this time. And there's a reason that we are living in this time. And there's something that we have to accomplish or something that we have to do because it's important. And so we are in this time and we are at this moment to live that experience. And so that's what all this is about. And this is a reminder from them. They're saying we are spiritual beings. We are of the light. And there's only two places, we have a choice as to where we go. Do we go to the darkness or do we go back to the light? Um, let's see, that was in the future. Um, Externally, we have the Wheel of Fortune. And isn't it interesting that when I first started, I had this card at the base of the deck. But the Wheel of Fortune is about beginnings and endings. It's about beginnings and conclusions and things of that nature. Now, I want to read from the book here because I think that it's important for us to recognize what this really, really means. And the Wheel of Fortune, because sometimes people say the Wheel of Fortune is about the choice and the choice, not the thing, the choice and the decisions that we make. The Wheel of Fortune says here, things are about to change for the better. Be ready and make use of the opportunities that come. That's in short. The Wheel of Fortune is bringing us to that point where we are recognizing that the light and love and harmony and love and peace and all of the things that these monks represent is at hand, and that we can reach out and grab, and we can reach out and take that in our hands, and we can live that. And it doesn't mean that the negative is going to cease to exist. What it means is that we will cease to look at the negative or focus on the negative. And so when the good comes, as it will by this card, then we will be able to embrace that. Hopes and fears is the Four of Pentacles. Now, I usually call this the hoarder card, but I'm using this in reference to not material goods, but in lessons, in learning. So when I look at this card and I see this person holding on to these pentacles and they're like saying, mine, 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 think of it in this way. You are getting a lesson from these monks that is telling you that life is good and that love is the answer. Bring that to you. Hold that, hold on to that. That is a lesson that's very vital. It's very important. Hold it, embrace it, and allow yourself to understand that love is the answer. And that's what the monks are telling us. And that's why it feels so strange to a lot of people, because they are not used to being told unconditional love is at hand. They're used to being told that there's a condition behind everything, that everything that happens is done because of conditions and because of what people want. And now you're looking at this and you're seeing that love is at hand. Embrace it, accept it, hold it, and and know that gift is coming to you. And the Four of Pentacles, conserving resources, saving for something you want or need, holding right in what you have. So it does talk about greediness, but I think in this instance, what it is saying is, you have this lesson, you have learned this lesson, you have learned this from the monks. Embrace it. Embrace it and hold on to it. And that's what it's about. It's about taking their lesson and holding it and applying it, not just holding it and not just saying, oh, smothering it. It's about applying it. You're seeing them love each other, loving the world, loving each other, the world, the neighbors, the people. Embrace that and share it, because the only way that we can defeat the dark energies is through love and through sharing of love. It's not just a question of saying, I'm going to hold on to this because it's what somebody said or what somebody taught. I'm going to hold on to it because it's important and significant. And I want to go into something else when I'm done with this reading, but there is something I do want to discuss before I close, but I do think that that's important. Final outcome is the Nine of Cups. Now, generally speaking, the Nine of Cups is about being careful that somebody might try to rain on your parade, if you will, but also keeping in mind that there is somebody who is cheerful and happy and joyful. Now, is it for the wrong reason or if it's for the right reason? But a lot of times people say, well, you know, this is the happy barkeep, creating a life that you love and are proud of, achieving your heart's desires, being proud of your life and happy within it. So it's not just about being mindful that there's a rat up at the top of this card that could be pooping in your cup, but it is about embracing what you have and being happy with what you have and being grateful for what you have. And perhaps that is also a message that they have been teaching us. So all of these things that you have that come to you are through this heightened energy of these monks. And what I think is going to happen with this is I think that more and more people are going to embrace that idea that this is important. Now, what I want to touch on, and I really have to say that I feel very, very sad in having to touch on this, but I really do feel that it's very, very important. A lot of people, especially spiritual people, have been talking about Deepak Chopra, and they've been mentioning um, that what has been going on with it in the e-files, etc., etc. Another person is Noam Chomsky. that somebody mentioned. My cousin mentioned him, and I thought that I should say something because I am of the mindset that there are going to be a lot of people who are going to come out in these files, and we're going to be a bit stupefied by their presence in them or the actions that they have taken. And I want to say that, in all honesty, I don't think anything that comes out of these files is going to surprise me at all. Not because we're all human and we're prone to mistakes, but because I don't put a great deal of faith in people that, number one, that I have never met face to face. I do not put a lot of faith in celebrity unless it's somebody that I know who, because I do have friends who are considered in that area. They're actors. But I also realize that there are a lot of people who are going to come out. It's going to come out that they are involved in this. And I think that what it is, it's about where we put our priorities. In which people do we put our faith? Do we put it in the people that we know? The people that are our friends? The people that we have spent time with, that we have had a drink with, or that we have talked to face, that we have um, that we have this belief in that they are good people, inherently good people. And my thoughts are with regards to people who are considered spiritual gurus and well known famous people, that I do not put all my eggs in their basket, and I won't. I listen to a lot of people. I have my own opinions about things, and I do not try to focus all my energies on what they think or what they experienced. Now, with regards to people like Deepak Chopra and stuff, I have never been a fan. Um, I've read a lot of books that people like Oprah Winfrey have recommended, but I don't put a lot of emphasis on her. I just say, yeah, she recommended a book. I read it and I liked it. Yada yada yada. That's it. Um, but I do not put my faith or my trust in people like this. So whatever comes out with regards to these files, whatever emerges with regards to the people in the limelight who may be involved with it, notwithstanding, I don't care where they're from. I don't care how many millions of dollars or how many millions of pounds or how many millions of euros they have. If they did something wrong with regards to all of this, and it was wrong, very wrong, and they probably know it themselves that it was very wrong, then they should be exposed for it. And if it comes as a surprise or a shock to me, then I will just have to look up and say, you know what? I put my faith in the wrong people. And I think that that's what's happening with regards to people like these two individuals that I named. If they did something, they have to answer spiritually for what they did, and I will not make excuses for them. So that's what But I wanted to say that because I felt really badly for the people that wrote that they felt really like betrayed and stuff like that by these people. But the thing is, as light workers, we put our light in ourselves, in acknowledging where we are in the spiritual realm of things. And that if we do put our faith in one of these people who professed to be spiritual teachers, then I tend to question the validity of their assertion. That's just me. That's just how I feel about it. But anyway, I wanted to say that because I felt that it was very important. And I feel really badly for people who have put their faith in these people and then found out that they were basically monsters. I'm sorry that that's what's happening, but I think that it is going to get far more intense before we see the light at the end of this particular tunnel. This news has to come out, the light has to be shown, people have to have light shown into these things before we can be free. And that's, I think, where we're at. I may pull some cards later on it. I don't know. I tend to think that the monks have a better, track record when it comes to being admired spiritually because they live what they preach. So keep that in mind. And I hope you have a wonderful day. Okay. Take care. Um, do something nice for yourself. Enjoy your day. And as always, namaste.